Life is interesting, isn't it? In hindsight, everything is so much clearer. But we don't live in the past, and we only live in the future by moving forward. We have no other choice. We are grateful for today, and if we are so blessed, we'll be grateful for tomorrow as well. So, isn't it ironic that everything is clearer when we look at it in reflection? But yet we have to move forward with this unknown, with this seemingly, challenge every day that we have to experience. It's kind of amazing when we look at it, when we reflect in the past, we can see those missed signs, those choices that we should have made, could have made, would have made. And in divorce, that is probably crystal clear and true with time. The more time that we spend reflecting on what we should have done, what we could have done, what we would have done, we put ourselves in a place of living in the past, though. So we have to be mindful of the fact that we can get stuck in the past. But it's a powerful tool to go back and make judgments and assessments on our actions and to learn from. And if we learn from them, this isn't failing. Many men that I've spoken to look at divorce as failing. Look at it as they didn't do enough, they did it all wrong. They take the wrong kind of ownership into it. We should be taking ownership into the fact that we didn't know ourselves. We didn't know and understand our childhood and the impact on our relationship. We didn't know how to love in the way that we wanted love. And then we didn't know how to communicate in the ways that we needed to receive love, right? We didn't understand the animalistic nature of our beings, right? Our drives in this world, our sexual drives, our emotional drives, our hormonal drives. Even men have hormonal drives. It's innate inside of us, right? It's like a lion chasing a gazelle. There is an innate feature to that distinct relationship, right? It's biological. And if you go back 250 years, we were more animals or creatures of habit at that period of time than we were in today's society. And when we look at it that way, it's pretty easy, but it's hard to see today. We can order anything from our phone and get it typically within a day or two, or within a couple of minutes or hours, depending on where you live in the world. Go to a city, like you can have Amazon dropped off by your afternoon if you're staying in an Airbnb, or you can have a pizza delivered to you in most places in America within an hour. Food of all kinds are now at the power of your fingertips. When we used to have to spend hours laboring outside, in the fields, working hard, now it's a quick thought. It's reaction. So today I'm going to share with you a little bit of awareness about maybe some phases in where you find yourself in divorce. And hopefully that can help guide you to a place of greater understanding. All right, so phase one of divorce is what I like to call pre-divorce. This is where many men find themselves. This is where threats have been issued in pre-divorce. This is where the first time that the word divorce is thrown out. Maybe your partner or yourself said, I want a divorce. Maybe you said, I can't take it anymore. This is enough. Maybe we should just get divorced. Maybe you said it in anger, or they did. Usually there's a lot of emotion here, right? It's an easy thought process to say. And that's the ironic thing. Like in hindsight, we realize when we get stressed, we've had too much, that there's a place that we can go that's an easy out button. You can press that easy button all day. Well, here's the great thing. We didn't realize when we pressed that easy button, that's not so easy. That there's emotions here, that there's feelings here, that we have a deeper connection to all of this, because we've invested a lot of time. So be mindful of the pre-divorce stage. It can come at any time. It can last for long periods of time. I've known men that have had challenges for years where the divorce was a threat that was issued by their partner or by themselves. And they took ownership of that, and they felt bad, right? And that's why some men start to reach out to me in pre-divorce, because they want to turn the tide. They want to do something different. Sometimes they just want support through the pre-divorce phase so they can get to a space where they are able to file paperwork, where they're able to protect themselves. Because 90% of divorces are filed by the woman in the relationship, the wife. And it's a hard pill to swallow. Like, men can understand the pre-divorce phase, but when it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. It's a little bit of a shock when it finally does. So that's the pre-divorce phase. The next is what I like to call the notification. Notification is when things get real. Notification, two things happen. Divorce paperwork has been filed and it's been received by the partner, right? I guess three things happen here, because we move from a loving relationship. And in the pre-divorce phase, it can be nasty, it can be fights, there can be anger, but there can still be love, right? And there can be love after the notification phase, but it primarily pushes us to a point of from love to legal, right? And that's a hard pill to swallow. I know it was a hard pill for me. I've talked to many men that say it was a hard pill for them to swallow too. It was a shock. It was an awe. It was something they didn't think was ever going to happen. They thought they could outlast it, they could work through it. They thought that it would never happen. They thought they'd stay together because that's what they talked about for the kids. But sometimes it just doesn't happen. Sometimes the pain felt by one partner is enough to push us into a place of filing legal paperwork, of serving that paperwork to our soon-to-be ex. So that's the notification. Next up is the process. This is not a fun part of divorce at all. I mean, there's not many parts of divorce that are fun. The recovery can be pretty fun, but it can be a lot of work. It can be a lot of hardship. It can be a lot of pain and reflection. But certainly, the process part of divorce, as I like to call it, this is where legal battles are had. Who gets the house? Who gets the car? Who gets furniture? Who gets the assets? Who pays off the debt? It can be a really challenging space for men, not to take away anything from women, because a stay-at-home mom is doing probably like the hardest job in the world, but also probably like the most underappreciated job in the world, right? It's almost taken for granted on some level. And the feeling a man can have is that they're the provider most of the times, or breadwinner in a lot of the relationships I have dealt with. Not saying that that is always the case, but when it's the case in this example, it hurts real bad. It hurts real bad. It hits real bad. That half of everything the man feels they have created, they've worked so hard for, and maybe they've made sacrifices that cost them connection with their wife, is going to somebody that in their eyes didn't put in as much effort, right? And so we work with men to realize of the special effort a stay-at-home mom has, the reliability, 24 hours, 7 days a week, unrelenting job of being a mother, stay-at-home mom is a very special thing. And a lot of the times, those women have to move into roles of being not only full-time moms, but also full-time moms at work. And that is a job that is incredible. Single parent, raising a child, whether it's the mother or the father, that's some work, right? Balancing picking up kids, taking them home, making sure they're fed, making sure they feel loved, listened to, cared for. That is some hard work. So it's also rewarding work as well. You know, I I am very grateful for the work that my parents did in that regard, right? And they were kind enough to move us closer to family so they could help out in that challenging times. Because they almost like knew what was coming down the road. So hopefully you have family around, and if you don't, you can get back to family and get some help with raising kids at that challenging time. So that is the process, the legal battles, deciding where assets are going, who gets what and where. And lastly, the fourth phase of divorce, I like to call is the finale. This is when things are officially over. The grace period, if you're in a state that has a grace period for divorce of 6 months, is typical, is over. The paperwork has been decided, assets have been decided a long time ago, and you've just now waited for a period of time to be over so the divorce could be final. When you get that final call, whether you believe it or not, there'll be a weight lifted off your shoulders. It'll be a powerful moment in time. And I look forward to that experience that if you're in divorce right now for you. Because most of us have gone through the pain at that point. We've spent months alone. We've processed things. We've accepted things. We've gone through the stages of grief. And we are at a place now where it's acceptance. We're just waiting for that closure. And that closure is powerful because it allows us to finally move on. It puts in the opportunity for, if the agreement is to never talk again, to never talk again. It can lighten the load too with a mother and father that are dealing with co-raising parents, co-parenting, because it can be a breath of fresh air. Maybe there's no more resentment from one party dating and the other party not. Maybe one party can show up more in the relationship now. And maybe you guys can move to friends, because what's more important is a positive relationship for your kids than it is to hold on to things. So no matter where you find yourself in the divorce process, the 4 stages of divorce, pre-divorce, the notification, the process of the legal battles, or the finale, like it just became official, it's going to be challenging. It's going to be hard. But I hope you understand that knowing these 4 phases of divorce will be a guide for you and help you through those challenging times. Help show you the way forward. You know, for me, when I have a big picture on the process ahead, it gives me some calm, some things to look forward to, mile markers, you could say, ahead. And when I get to that one, I know the other one's coming. I just have to get there as well. And how we get there is one step at a time. So don't let the divorce process overwhelm you. It's not fun, but it also can be a great opportunity for you to understand yourselves, your values, what drives you, your why, and helps you move forward to the future self, the future man that you've always wanted to be.